Hey players, I'm here to help you with your game today. So I'm gonna kind of talk to you about that decision line. I had a previous video, you can go and look that over. But let's just say, this is your basketball court here, right? So this is the decision line. Here's our three. Again, not an artist at all, but I just kind of want to break down some things for you. So when it's a basketball game, it's continuous back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This decision line is super important because basically you're always thinking about what is the next play. And I have heard many players over and over again talk about the I've had a bad game, right? I've heard this over and over and over and over again. Well, here's kind of what's typically happening when you say I had a bad game or a bad shooting night or whatever. Here's what's really happening. A high school game is 32 minutes, right? Which in actual minutes is probably maybe, let's just say 62 minutes, right? An average high school game may have about 80 to 100 possessions, right? So 80 to 100 possessions. And most of the time, let's say if you're a high volume shooter, you're probably shooting anywhere from 12 times to 18 shots a game, right? And let's say you miss all 12. You go 0 for 12, right? 0 for 12 equals 12 seconds. So let me help you process this. Because you went 0 for 12, that's 12 seconds of a basketball game, which is 32 minutes, which in actual minutes is probably 62 minutes. So you're allowing, and that's also 12 possessions, right? So 12 possessions out of 80, you have said now equals bad game. Let me help you process why next play is super important. There are too many plays or possessions in a basketball game that can dictate if you actually play bad. 0 for 12 shooting is only 12 seconds of actual time. If it takes you about a second to shoot the ball, it's only about 12 seconds. So let me help you process this even deeper. So you're saying that because of I shot 12 times and I missed all 12 in that 12 seconds in a 80 to 100 possession game that I played bad. Not true. There's too many other facets of the game that can dictate if you actually play bad or not. So when you hear your coach or your teammates talking about next play and you cross that decision line over and over and over again, it's super important for you to keep these things in mind. There are too many other facets. There's defense, there's rebound, there's communication, there's assists, there are charges, there are deflections. There are so many different plays in a basketball game that can dictate if you actually play bad or not. Don't let shooting be your only facet. Or even for that case, don't even let a turnover be the facet that dictates if you play bad or not. So 3 turnovers, three turnovers is basically about 3 seconds, right? So again, that's 3 seconds of a 32-minute basketball game, which is again 62 minutes of actual time that allows you to say I played bad. Don't allow for that. But also on the flip side, because you made 12 shots, that doesn't mean you played good. That just means you shot good that day. So it's a two-sided coin. It's a two-sided situation. Just because you're making all your shots don't mean you play well, and just because you're missing all your shots doesn't mean you play bad. There are too many other facets that dictate if you're a good basketball player or not. Hopefully that helps you break it all down and to help you really connect the dots between you and yourself, and as you gauge and assess yourself game by game. Hope that helps. Talk to you soon. Blessings.